I'm Amy and this is my first vlog, so thank you for hitting play and watching. You'll be familiar no doubt with Nicki, who usually appears on this channel. I'm the other half of Sewalicious and I've been sewing for 5 months, so I'm pretty much a beginner and I'm going to be going through some of my first beginner makes. The first one is what I'm wearing today, or right now. This was my first ever make. It's the Sew Over It Ultimate Shift dress and I absolutely love this pattern. I've actually made 5 dresses now in total. This I made up in a size 10 and I did size 12, and I did find that it was a little bit too big. I'm quite broad on the shoulders, a little bit out of proportion with the rest of me actually, so I do struggle at times to find things to fit. So what I did with this is I've actually put in 2 darts in the back, I'm not sure you could see, just to try and get it to fit my body a little bit better. You'll also notice that it's a bit of a variation to the pattern in that I've put a V back into it rather than a hook and eye or a button, which is on the pattern instructions. I just prefer how it fits. It makes it even easier to make up. And I have actually made this one up with the lining. The ones that I made up after this, I don't know, you could say I've taken a bit of a cheat option and I've just used binding. I'll show you those in a second. So even though this is size 12 and I put some darts in, it fits me well up here. It's really comfortable. I'll just show you there. I like my dresses short, so I've shortened it, but I still find it is quite roomy, hence why the dresses I made up after this one I've actually done in a size 10. And ta-da! It fits me much better around the body, a bit neater, but it also still fits me neatly round, or nicely round the top without being too tight, because I have used this V which opens it up so it's easy to get on and off, and it also relieves some of the tightness around the arms, which is where I struggle. And as I said before, I've actually made the dresses after the first one just using binding as opposed to the lining. It just speeds up the process of making it, and I wanted to have 5 for my holiday in a week's time, so I had to get cracking and make a few of them. So yes, very pleased. If you are a beginner, strongly recommend this dress. It's super easy to make. The Sew Over It instructions are really easy to follow, and I'm going to be living in these through the summers to come, I'm sure. I've made 5 of these dresses in total, so I've shown you 2. So I've got 3 more. I'm not going to put them all on just to save time, but I will show them up on the screen. So dress number 3, dress number 4, and dress number 5. And this was the second garment that I made. This is the Grain Line Scout Tee. There it is there. Another really nice pattern to do. The Grain Line instructions, again, like the Sew Over It instructions, really simple to follow. You can make this with cotton. So when I first started sewing, cotton was really the fabric of choice because it's easy to work with. And this was the first pattern that I did with sleeves. When I first made it, basically Nicki had to force me out of it because I wanted to wear it every day. I was so pleased with it. Love the colour as well. This is fabric that we actually sell on our Sewalicious site. It's in the Dotty About Spots range. Yeah, love it. And I've made a second one of these. The second one I actually struggled with a little bit because I'd made the first one in sewing class. The second one I made at home, and I really struggled to figure out the sleeves. I had one sleeve going up the wrong way. It fitted. I sewed it on perfectly, so I didn't get any puckers on the join here. But I sewed it upside down. Then I sewed it on inside out. I had to get Nicki to come over and show me. But basically, you have to put the sleeve kind of in the garment and turn it through. So once you showed me, then it was a good one to do. So I will definitely be making more of these. It's the sort of thing that I wear every day with a cardi on top. So again, perfect beginner's pattern, really recommend it. This was, believe it or not, the 3rd garment that I made, and I'm really, really pleased with it. This was So La-Di-Da. Can't remember the name of the pattern, but I will put it here. Cotton, so again, easy to work with. It was actually a dress that I made to wear with Ascot, and admittedly I did have my mum to help me with the pattern. The pattern instructions were simple enough to follow. It was using new techniques that I hadn't done before. So it has a zip at the back. It's actually meant to be a hidden zip, but I've exposed it. I quite like the look of the zip. And it has box pleats. Really pretty dress. The box pleats were really easy to do. I mean, if you were to tell me before I started making it that I'd be able to sew these, I would have laughed. But they are actually really simple to do. Once you've done one, you kind of know how to do them. Here's a picture of me and Mum at Ascot. So yes, a really, really lovely pattern. Again, would recommend it. Definitely one that a beginner could do. It is going to be using new techniques, so it's quite a good one to grow with. You might need a friendly sewist to help you if you had some questions, if you've never done a zip before. It does have lining. I used this, oh, excuse my bra. I used the same fabric that I made the dressing because I had enough. But yeah, really, really pleased with this. I had lots of comments. It's Kath Kidson fabric. This dress I made for a wedding that I went to with, or that Nicki and I attended. I found that having an occasion to make a dress for actually motivates me to try something more challenging. And this was definitely that. It was the Vogue V1267. And, well, I just won't lie, it was extremely challenging. I had to have my mum help me a lot with this one. I should have known as soon as I opened it and saw how many darts and tailor's tacking I had to do. You've got three darts down here. Then you have 3 darts down here. But I had to add 2 darts at the back to fit and 2 darts at the front bit to fit. So that's a total of 10 darts that I ended up having to do. The neck was just extremely challenging. There was a lot of fiddle-faddling that had to be done to make it fit on the shoulders. We did a good job in making it work, but it was a lot of faffage. You can see it's kind of not the neatest that it could be, but it kind of works. The bottom of the dress, it goes up on one side, you can see here, and it goes down into a point. Had to take it in considerably. So I actually cut this dress out according to my measurements, which said I was a size 12. I think by the time I'd finished, probably cut it down to a size 8. I find that Vogue measurements in general are much bigger than your dress size would be. So there was a lot of tailoring that had to be done, which is really difficult, particularly as a beginner. I mean, just making the garment itself is really hard. To then have to take bits apart and redo, and it was just a nightmare, to be honest. I'm really pleased with the result, but I kind of feel I cheated a little bit on this one because, as I said, I did have to have a lot of help from my mum. I made the dress up, but the fitting of it to me was really down to my mum. So. Nice dress, really enjoyed wearing it, love the finished result. Definitely not a beginner's pattern, which I would like to just point out. It says easy. No, definitely not. So I would say that's one for more of an advanced sewer. One more thing on the dress. I showed you that it goes down into a point at the bottom. I'm just going to try and not fall off the chair whilst I show you. There. Oh my goodness, I don't know if it's a design fault, but it kind of flicked out. It really wasn't a nice finish, so there was a lot of hacking that had to be done, and I actually ended up removing the point, just rounding it off. Otherwise it kind of stuck out a little bit like a duck's tail, I guess. So yes, just to reiterate, definitely not an easy pattern. Lovely finish, but took a lot of hacking, and yeah, wouldn't be one I'd make again. Love, love, love the Linden sweater. This is definitely one of my favourite makes so far. Another grain line pattern, so instructions super easy to follow. I made this in about 3 hours, including cutting time. I'm on to my second one at the moment. Made it in sweatshirt, so really soft on the inside. We sell this sweatshirt on fabric on our site. It's called Starry Night. And I've used ribbing for the cuffs and the hemline, as well as the neckline. Yes, can't recommend this pattern enough. If you're not a beginner, I'm sure you're more than familiar with it. If you are a beginner, run out and get it. The final pattern that I wanted to share with you today is the Sewalicious Carnation Cardi. So this is a pattern, a free download that we're offering on the site. What we're trying to do is actually share with beginners free pattern downloads or instruction downloads, so that if you're not overly confident using a pattern yet, these are really good to learn some of the sewing techniques with. So they're step-by-step instructions to help you make up some garments. The latest one, I think this is the 5th one that we've released, and it's the cardi. This is made up in a lightweight knit version. It's called Dark Blue Animal Print on our site. You get a nice drapey finish because it's lightweight knit. It features dropped shoulders, which I love because as I said earlier, I struggle to find patterns that fit my shoulders particularly well. So the drop shoulders are perfect for that. The pleats are used on the sleeves and on the back of the garment for fitting, as well as giving it a nice feature there. And yes, because it's lightweight, you get a nice draping finish at the front. Now, you can also make it up in a in a jersey. So this is medium weight jersey. It's called Coral Birds, again available on our site. But if you use a jersey, you actually get more of a jacket finish, which is equally as lovely. So there we go. You have the dropped shoulders, the pleats, and you can see them well on the back on this one. It's a nice feature. And yeah, it fits nice on the chest, but it has more of a structured finish. And I have actually also got one made in Ponte Roma, which again has a very similar finish, more of a jacket. I won't put it on now, but I'll just show you in the picture here. So yes, Sewalicious Carnation Cardi joins the selection of free download patterns that we offer on our site. Definitely worth checking out, and we hope you like it. So that's been my first beginner make, so I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for listening and watching to the end. Would really value your comments. Say this is my first one, so any feedback you can give I'd really appreciate, and we'll take it all on board. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do sign up. The other half of Sewalicious, Nicki, is going to be doing her makes next. She focuses more on kind of experience and advanced patterns. I'm, as a beginner, focusing more on some of the beginner patterns. So hopefully we both have something different and useful to offer. So yes, until next time, happy sewing.